Here's my 5 favorite starter exercises for treating cervicogenic, meaning coming from the neck, headaches, or dizziness. So first we're going to prime your muscles for success, because if they have spasms or they're too tight, then everything is not going to work properly. Once we do that, underneath is the joint. So I'm going to give you something for the joint. And then from there, we're going to use go back to the muscles and build a little strength and stability so that you can move properly. And then we're going to act on the nervous system. So let's get started. Begin by coming into a chin tuck, real tall here. Take your 2 fingers, drag them back on the base of your skull. You'll feel the skull itself hard, hard, firm bone, and then you sink into a little bit of a gully. It's softer. That's where your suboccipitals are. And if you dragged your fingers out to the side, you would kind of hit your ears. From there, what you're going to do is, starting in the center, drag straight down like this, and then repeat. And over time, you can slowly drag slightly outwards, but maintaining the same stroke from top to bottom. Now, you can also play with going bottom to top, just like this. And even a cross friction stroke where you come this way. Just working this entire area. To make it more intense, or even just to try to change it up a little and see if you get a better response, you can start at the base of the skull, right where the muscle begins. And as you look down, you drag your fingers down at the same time. So down, drag your fingers down. Down, drag your fingers down. So what it would look like, and I'm moving this arm just so you could see, is something like this. So you're still in the chin tuck. You're not doing this. You have to look down from the upper neck. So you're in the chin tuck where your mid and lower neck is still back, and then you just kind of look down from the upper neck. And the suboccipitals go from the base of the skull to these upper cervical vertebrae. And so we're going up and down. We're going back and forth to release them. And then, like I was showing last, we're having you look down as you release. So looking down alone opens up the space a little bit. And then on top of it, you're dragging the opposite direction. Now, these muscles are known to refer pain and headaches here, to the sides of the skull, even burning eyes or dizziness. So if, as you're doing, you start to experience any of those symptoms, don't be alarmed. I would just back off. I would go a little lighter with the stretch to begin with, maybe shorter sessions, and then over time you can build up as the muscles loosen up and you build a tolerance. To release this SCM, you're going to turn away, which will cause the muscle to pop out. That's how you can find it. And what you're going to do is go up to its connection point at the bone behind the ear and grab onto it. Once you have a hold of it, you look just about forward, so it's in more of a relaxed state, and you're going to knead it like this. You can stay on any tight spots, and you can slowly work your way down. And again, if you lose track of where you are, just turn the other way, and it'll pop out, and then you'll be able to feel it. It feels hard, and you can grab it again. And it works its way all the way down to the collarbone in here. Now, another thing you could do is start up there. Instead of kneading it, you can kind of just drag on it like this. Just like that, in a swooping motion down and across here. And another thing you can do, so we kneaded it, we dragged our fingers on it, you can also do cross friction. So you can find different parts of the muscle, see if any are tender, and then just cross friction across. Like that. And remember, you only look away when you're trying to find it. You don't stay like that while you're releasing it, because then you have the muscle activated and you're trying to relax it at the same time. So that's just to find it. And then you pretty much look forward and work the muscle. As you can see, the muscle goes from here, on the collarbone, all the way up to here. And so this muscle, when you're working it, you'll probably feel a little localized discomfort. You may even feel a little dizziness, because it's known to produce dizziness. But that will subside, and that's how you know you're working it well. So give that a try. All right, muscles are in a better state. Now let's get your neck more into an optimal position. It's going to improve the position of this mid-lower spine, and it's also going to decompress the upper spine, which we know is directly related to headaches and dizziness. So you're sitting very upright. You bring your head all the way back as far as you can, and then you push on your chin, which is your overpressure. And you want to make sure that your head is moving on your neck and that this isn't forcing you to move through your whole body. So everything from here down is fixed, and you tuck back as far as you can and push. Now you pick a spot on the wall in front of you where your gaze is fixed, so your head goes straight back. I want you to imagine your vertebrae. When you look down, what do? They tilt forward. When you look up, your vertebrae go back. But when we do a chin tuck, the bones in your neck just slide on top of each other. So you're trying to make like a double chin, just like that. If you have discomfort and compression here, you may be extending too much. So what you can do, for starters, is try to fix your form, but if that still doesn't fix it, you can tilt down about 10 degrees and then kind of go up and back like this, just like this. And then over time, you should be able to do it in a straight on position again. And the correct form for this is that not only is your head coming back, but you have to imagine a string on the top of your head. And so as you come back, there's a lift. As you come back, there's a lift. And you'll feel like your upper neck is going into a decompressed position, like it's lengthening. So you're coming straight back from like more of a compressed position to a lengthened position, just like this. In between reps, just come to neutral. Don't do this and this, this and this. So you're sitting upright, come back and push. If for some reason you have jaw pain with this, which even people with TMJ disorder and jaw pain, 99% of them won't have any pain. But if for some reason you did, instead of pushing on the chin, you can push above the upper lip like this. And that will help you a lot. But if it doesn't matter, either way, I would push on the chin because you have a better biomechanical advantage. So again, you're extended up through the spine. And then when you do the actual chin tuck motion, all the movement happens here. The head comes back, the vertebrae get stacked over each other. And this exercise is to fix alignment of the actual vertebrae to free up the nerves and joint space. It's not actually for the muscles. We're not trying to strengthen with this. We're trying to get you into a better position. And with this exercise, if you have any discomfort that starts radiating into the top of the shoulder, down the arm, even into the shoulder blades, and no matter what you do, it just won't go away or it's worsening, then I would pause with this exercise and we need to give you a different variation. So give that a try. So you're laying on your stomach with your arms about 30 degrees out from overhead. And what you do is you just bring your head straight up, but you're looking straight down the whole time. So you're not doing this. You come straight up, you hold that position, and then you lift and back down. You do just 2 reps of it, and then you rest. And then you come back up. You could rest 30 seconds to a minute, and you can come back up again. 1, 2. And we're only doing 2 because it really activates these muscles to build stability, which you need to prevent dizziness. But if you go too far too soon, it will make the dizziness worse. So 2 reps, rest, 2 reps. You may only do that 1 or 2 sets of that only for a total of 2 to 4 reps. Take a break, take the next day off, and then try it again. So give that a try. Now, another thing I like to always discuss is neuroplasticity, which is your body's ability to learn. That's what neuroplasticity is. It's making new connections. And a lot of the time when we start having pain or symptoms on, for example, one side of the body, our brain has learned to check into that. It can produce more pain over time because that connection is stronger. You have a super highway. So sometimes what I like to tell people is, let's see what happens if we think about the opposite side of the body, which does not hurt, and we start focusing on it. Or if you feel that both sides of your body hurt equally, pick a totally different body part, like your knee. And I want you to close your eyes for a minute and think about that side or that area that does not hurt, and think about it and think about it. Don't think about anything else, keep focusing on it. And what you'll start to notice is you start picking up new signals from that area. Oh, wow, that feels a little tingly, or there is pressure in that area, or a light breeze, or anything at all that you weren't thinking about before. And the longer that you do this, the more you start picking up other sensations. And the point I'm trying to send home to you is that a large majority of pain, or at least a portion of it, can just come from your nervous system thinking about it. You've been in pain for 3 months, 6 months, or longer. This can be half of the battle. And so now that you kind of understand that concept, I want you to do something where you're not going to focus on the pain. So I want you to pick an object, pick something bright and shiny. Sometimes I use this red mushroom right here in my mind, and I want you to focus on it for 1 minute. Close your eyes, think about the details, what it looks like, what it might feel like if you touched it. And the whole time you're thinking about this, you're not paying any attention to whatever your main pain is, okay? And if your pain starts coming in, trying to say hello to you, what I want you to do is acknowledge it without emotion. So you just kind of put it aside and say, all right, I feel what's going on here. I'll deal with that later, but I'm doing something else right now in a non-emotional way. This is called neuroplastic strengthening, because part of our pain that goes on is our decision to let it in or to not let it in. To give into it and say, I'm going to think about that, versus, no, I'm not going to give that life. And so if you can understand, number one, that we pull in sensations based on what we think about, and number two, you do have control as to allowing it to manifest or not, you can start rewriting your neuroplasticity. So it's something I just wanted to tune you into. This is the 5th exercise I wanted to show you. And if you really practice this for a minute, maybe once or twice a day, you can see how much power you actually have over your pain. And there you have it. We've taken 2 exercises to prime the muscles for success. We've acted on the joints themselves. We've built stability and strength, and we've addressed your nervous system. So get started with those. And if you have any questions at all or need help, don't hesitate to reach out to me.